Yes, guys, welcome back to my personal channel. Welcome back to another live video. It's the same gang back again. Carefree, Lewis G, and Sadiq. You already know we said we were going to be doing more lives, and here we are back again, live in the flesh. And Chelsea haven't played this week, but there's still been plenty of results going around the Premier League table that have influenced Chelsea's position in the table and the next few results as well. Manchester United are top of the league, if you lot didn't already know, which I wouldn't be surprised knowing Manchester United literally drilling it into your heads. And also with the fact that we kind of maybe would prefer them to get a win on Sunday as well, which also doesn't help. But Manchester United are 10 points clear at the top of the table from us in ninth place. Only reason why we'd want a W against Liverpool is so they don't end up overtaking our home unbeaten run.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sadiq, I haven't introed you yet. Bro, what are you saying, man? How's your week been?
How's my week, fam? You know how it is as a YouTuber right now. It's been dead, fam. It's been dead. You know what I mean? Like, lack of Chelsea news. Obviously, the lives are more exciting. I want to talk to the fans, yourself as well, and just bring everyone on together really during this pandemic. But look, there's a lot to talk about. Like you said, we might need a United win. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. The record, of course, but a draw would be okay as well at the same time. I'd say maybe just to make the title
Yeah.
race a bit interesting.
Yeah, I'd actually really would prefer a draw. The only reason why I want the United win is because that 86 home game unbeaten run.
Yeah,
I don't know how deep Liverpool are into it by this point, but with the
they're
way
about
Chelsea are
65,
moving, I can't be
65,
too confident
66.
about it. What are you saying?
They're about 65, 66 right now.
65, 66. I'll pick up the GDK army. Hey, Fatty, you're going to need to
German
let me
Donald
know what
Cavan.
that is. What? Oh, for goodness
The
sake.
food thing. The guy eats at night, G, until 2 a.m.
Bro, hey, me and him are the same. I probably eat till later, but we both probably have the same messed up sleeping pattern. What
Yeah.
else does everyone say? Everyone like Lampard out has already said. If you guys haven't done so already, please smash the like button. Let us know any topics that you guys would like us to discuss. We have a couple discussion topics to go through, but not enough to last a full hour. So if there's anything that you guys want to hear us discuss that we haven't already discussed, please let us know down in the comment section below. We'll do our best to try and keep up to it. But first thing we'll start off with is Spurs versus Fulham. Fulham, the team that we're playing next, big West London derby in a few days. And these guys, low-key, have had a very good run of games. I don't think they've won a game in ages, but same way, these guys haven't lost a game either. They're unbeaten in 7 games, which I think is in all competitions, yeah, because they're adding the QPR winning the cup. But other than that, it's just been draw city. These guys have more draws than a coffee shop in Amsterdam. And the way Chelsea are moving, we both know this game is probably only going one way. But talk to me about Fulham's form against Spurs. We'll also talk about Spurs in the last few games that they've had. But talk to me about Fulham.
I mean, look, Fulham were dreadful last couple months, I'm being honest with you. I thought it would be running the park, especially with Chelsea's form not recently as good. Question marks have to be asked, but against Tottenham, they done well, man. Tottenham should have killed off the game personally. Son hit the post, he missed sitters after sitters, and Fulham could have stolen in the end. They could have won it in the end, basically. But their fixtures in the next 5, 6, I think they've got a very, very difficult game. So maybe they might see Chelsea an opportunity to start like with a win or a draw or something again. But this could be a typical draw, man. I don't know why. I kind of see like a typical easy draw between Fulham and Chelsea. I don't know why. Hopefully Chelsea get the win, of course. But the way Fulham are playing, we're kind of lucky Loftus-Cheek can't feature against us, of course. But Fulham have looked quite decent recently, and it's a bit worrying ahead of the game on Saturday.
Yeah, Fulham are looking in a lot more confident form than we're looking. They've got quality players as well. Thank God they also have players like Kamara who are literally costing them opportunities left, right, and centre. That's probably going to be the difference maker between the two sides. But let us talk about Ruben Loftus-Cheek, because a few weeks ago, we're not even going to say a few months ago, but a few weeks ago, we were looking at Ruben Loftus-Cheek's form at Fulham, and we're thinking, this guy might be finished, you know. No one wants to say it, but his form's not looking good. Fulham fans were literally celebrating him coming off the pitch because he was looking like one of the worst players in their squad. But he's slowly starting to get more and more favour within the Fulham side. And this one was the first really good performance that we've seen from him in ages. He looks like he's slowly getting back to his best. I'd say slowly because he doesn't look like the complete finished product, but He looked very promising in that game. He had excellent weight and direction of passes. His turns and his ball progression was excellent. Runs as well weren't being found too much. Again, Kamara attacks, but he looked very positive yesterday.
No, 100%, man. I feel like the pass that was given to him could have been a bit better for him to execute the shot. Obviously, he missed that chance. Obviously,
Vitmus, do you want a link as well? I'll send it over. Go on.
he could have finished it there, but I felt like the pass from the Fulham teammate should have been a lot better. But regardless, I just want to see him do well. You know, whether it's a Chelsea player in the future or not, I just genuinely want him to do well. He had an injury for no reason from that friendly that we didn't really need, but it was agreed before the season. And it's just been bad luck for him. You know, on the plus side, we've even got news like Piazon. My guy left.
Yes,
like,
Chelsea's longest tenured player has finally gone. Where has he gone to? Braga.
Braga.
That is a madness. What's everyone's favorite Lucas Piazon memory? That will be a good question to you, man, in the comment section. All I remember this guy for was the guy who missed the penalty in the 8-0 win against Aston Villa.
He had a decent assist as well before that, but the penalty miss, yeah, that was a bit peak still. Could have been 9-0. But yeah, like I was saying, you know, at Chelsea, anything can happen, man. You can be a success, you can be, unfortunately, a flop and leave off 10 years, or you might have just bad luck as injuries like Loftus-Cheek. And if he comes back, he comes back. But I think with the signings of like Havertz and stuff, it kind of tells me we're moving away from him in a way. And even Ross Barkley is most likely going to be leaving as well. So yeah, Chelsea's future is moving away from Loftus-Cheek and Ross Barkley in my eyes.
I was about to ask you this question. Will we give Ruben Loftus-Cheek the time to get back to his best? I feel like even in this season, you're not going to see the best of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, or you might see the best of him towards the real back end to the season. But I think this whole season is about just getting him back up to full match fitness, getting him back up to speed, not trying to push him too far. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if Ruben Loftus-Cheek goes out on another loan spell. Like I've already said, the patience we need to have with Ruben Loftus-Cheek in order for when we finally use him to be back at his best needs to be massive. And it also, to the same extent, isn't the level of patience that Chelsea can give him, which is why we do need to persist with these loan deals. And yes, I know he is like literally probably the oldest youngster that we have. And we're holding on to him too much, like he's our little child that we want to protect and everything. But it's the injuries that keep coming back up to mess him up. You remember we've spoken about the stupid friendly that's taken another 2 years out of this guy's career. We can't bring him back up to Chelsea at this point. Even right now, he isn't Chelsea quality, but he looks like he could be back to being that sort of player within a few weeks. I'm not weeks, years. I fucking wish, but go on.
I feel like he needs consistent game time. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's like Pulisic. Pulisic doesn't really last more than 4 games. Obviously now he's doing well with his fitness at Chelsea. I don't think he's been in for a while now. So Loftus-Cheek kind of needs that run. I think it's very important for him to get back into football, to start enjoying it again, and then to show the potential to go to that next level. I think right now for him, personal level, it's not about whether he's at Chelsea or not. I just feel he needs to start playing week in, week out and getting that experience in first before considering his decisions, which means playing for Fulham, play as much football as you can, try shine, try get some goals, try get some assists, keep them up in the league maybe, and then come back stronger. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I mean, for the second season, I'd want potentially the same sort of loan, because if you end up sending him to another sort of team that needs a midfielder of Ruben Loftus-Cheek's quality, and also if a team that he would walk into and potentially be one of the best players in the squad, that would be exactly the sort of thing that I wanted to see with Callum Hudson-Odoi, where I think he needs a sort of loan where he'd be the best player at a certain club. So he knows what it feels like to have the pressure of an entire club on his shoulders. He needs to go to a club that will guarantee him game time. And next season, it might not even be as slow of a start for him. That's where I think it's going to be the real season where you see the best of Ruben Loftus-Cheek. But first thing I want to say, Fata, thank you for the donation. Man brought up pre-season tour 2013 for his favourite Lucas Piazon moment.
In his hometown.
Jakarta, Indonesia, 4 goals in a game. That's probably the one that overhyped him to everyone. That was what, the end of the 2012-13 season? I didn't even know he had more than one memory. I mean, fair play to you for bringing that one up. Respect. But seeing as we're talking about the Spurs versus Fulham game, we've spoken about Fulham. Let's talk about Tottenham, because everyone's sitting here saying we're poor, we're the banter team out of the top six, we're the embarrassment. Can we chat about Tottenham's form ever since going top of the table, where they've just been drawing and getting L's throughout the Christmas period as well? But we've kind of taken the spotlight off them because we've been progressively worse. But ever since they went top of the league, they've drawn to Palace, lost to Liverpool, lost to Leicester, drawn at Wolves, beat Leeds United, fair play, but every top team's beaten Leeds United. And now
Yeah,
they've drawn at Fulham as well. What's gone wrong with Tottenham Hotspur? Because no one wants to speak about Spurs, but everyone wants to speak about Chelsea. So what's been going on with them?
it's the arrogance from Mourinho, man. Obviously, he's special in certain ways, but Tottenham just being Tottenham, fam. Tottenham always go like this. Tottenham do well for a bit and then fall off. Tottenham, get excited over Harry Kane and Son being a deadly partnership, which I agree they're very, very good. But in the end, look where they are. Do they win trophies? No. Are people going to remember you for winning no trophies? Not really, no. So I've got my brother. He's an older brother of mine, like 10 years older than me. He's a Tottenham fan. This guy always chats breeze when Chelsea drops points. He always talks about Harry Kane and Son and all this and compares the team of Werner. I just think, fam, Tottenham are not really doing that better in my eyes. It's not even halfway of the season yet. We're talking like this. So that's the standards that Tottenham fans have in general. But at the same time, I feel Tottenham will come down even more, man. I feel like they're going to drop points a lot more. So Chelsea just need to get a run in. I don't think we should be probably bantering other clubs right now. I get it, as we know. But, I just feel like if we get 1 or 2 wins on the trot, get that confidence back in and push on from there. That's what we have to do.
I can't lie. You were talking about Tottenham's next few games. I'm going to get up here on the screen as well. It's a bit of a sticky one for these lot. First, they got Sheffield United, who granted are Sheffield United, but they're just coming off their first win in ages. And they're going to be going into this game with a lot of confidence, in my opinion, especially if Spurs play the same sort of game they play against Fulham. They could fancy their chances. Then it's Spurs versus Liverpool. They'll have a bit more confidence playing at home, but still, in the recent form they've been, they can't be too confident about that one. Then it's Brighton away. Then Chelsea, which, I mean, we're both in terrible form, so we're not going to say too much about it. But for one team, it's going to heap a lot of pressure on them. Then West Brom, Sam Allardyce could really go one or two ways. It's literally going to be anti-football versus anti-football. Before Manchester City, Wolfsburg in the Europa League, and then West Ham United, which, even though it is West Ham United, you know what West Ham are like when they face Spurs or when they face Chelsea. So it is looking like a bit of a rough patch for them. And if they're saying we're the team in the mud right now, look who could be in the mud in the next few weeks.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, look, Tottenham fans, trust me, I don't know what's going to happen to them, but I'm hoping they go down, fam. They keep dropping points because top 4 race is still on. Realistically, I know we're off form. I know, things are not going right for Chelsea fans. I know Chelsea YouTubers are a bit worried and could be Lampard out if certain results don't go our way. But we're not even halfway through the season. Realistically, I did want to be in the top 3 and challenge for the title and be a few points behind, kind of realistically. But right now, I feel like we just need to confirm Champions League football. We need to confirm top 4 at least and hopefully challenge for a trophy in the end. So, like I said, man, I think the discussion that we have after the Fulham game, if we haven't won, I feel like we're going to be out, you know what I mean? Or we're going to be pushing towards out, and it's going to be being the end for Frank Lampard, basically. So, eyes on that right now. Well, hopefully Chelsea can do it, man. What's your thoughts about Chelsea? Do you feel we just need those couple of rounds and then things will be back to normal, or do you just think it's going to be an up and down season right now?
I think it's a game of results, like literally just a game of results. You have to get a good run of form, and then you're back in a title race, you're back in a top 4 race. But it's about consistency. And this entire season, nobody's been consistent. Like the top 4 last season was 66 points, and that was the worst points total in top 4 history. That points total right now could probably get you at the end of the season. That could potentially get you 3rd place, looking at how bad this season's been. And Manchester United, they're doing well this season, but I think their points total right now wouldn't even get them 4th place at this point in the 18-19 season. I'm saying the 18-19 season because the 19-20 season was bad in terms of quality as well. Like we've been going really, really down in terms of quality throughout the table, and every team's just slipping up and dropping points everywhere. So the one thing we need Same thing that everybody else needs is just a bit of consistency. Who's that? Is that Skullfugger in the comment section?
Oh no.
Man, what are you saying, bro? Fair play to you, Lewis, for real. Blues fan, see. You've been smashing it as well, bro. Like, don't feel I'm salty or anything about the videos. The videos are absolutely hilarious. I don't mind being corned as long as it's funny. This guy, fair play. His edits are ridiculous. I don't know how the hell he thinks of it. But yo, big up yourself anyway, man. You put us all in
AFT
the
got him
clip
to do it.
nicely.
AFT got him to do it. He was
What?
telling me AFT got him to do it. That's what he was telling
Oh,
me.
so it was Robbie then. It was
Probably,
Robbie.
yeah.
All right, cool. Me and Robbie will have a conversation then. No, but same way, it's hilarious. It's all jokes anyway. Any other comments? What else you got? Manchester United finished 18-19 season with 66 points in 6th place. Right, so this is exactly what I mean in terms of drop in quality. 6th place got 66 points last season. Now it's got 4th. That could potentially get higher than that. So
Yeah.
we'll say Chelsea's been absolutely poor this season. Everybody's been poor this season. Even Liverpool haven't really looked amazing this season. And if it was 2 or 3 seasons ago, they wouldn't be anywhere near top of the table. They'd be struggling massively with the injuries to Van Dijk, Gomez, and the rest of the squad that they've had that I haven't really recognized too much. But that's the one thing we need. We need to get consistency. I need Frank Lampard to change things up as well. Looking back at the Fulham game, what formation would you like to see us go for that game then? Are we going to see the same 4-3-3? Do you want to see 4-2-3-1? Do you want to see 4-2-2-2? What are your thoughts?
I'm saying 4-2-3-1. I felt like Tottenham gave Fulham a different style to play, if you know what I mean. Because obviously Tottenham's always defensive. So it kind of allows Fulham to have a bit of breathing space and attack with the ball. I feel like if Chelsea controlled possession, we should be able to accumulate with our formation that we want. So I'm going for 4-2-3-1, the one that we discussed. I'm saying obviously maybe Mount, Billy, and Havertz in the middle. I kind of want to see the same from the FA Cup.
Billy, cool.
Billy Gilmore, because obviously Kante is suspended, I believe. He's back.
Yeah, he actually is out for this game. I just checked.
So that's how I see it right now, in my opinion.
All right, cool. Let's go through some transfer news before we open the panel up to everyone in the comment section to drop us some questions. And if you guys want to drop us some questions through this, again, just in the comment section below, we'll keep an eye out for them. But let's talk about another game in midweek. Sheffield United versus Newcastle. Sheffield United's first win of the season in typical derby fashion against Newcastle at home. But the main talking point is Ethan Ampadu. What a performance in centre-back, by the way. The composure, the quality of passing of this kid. Now, I know he played at centre-back, but the way he was playing, I mean, I'm confident in playing in DM as well. And I'm just popping the question now. Everyone's talking about Declan Rice. Declan Rice is a quality DM as well. And if Frank Lampard's looking for a potential ball-playing centre-back, I mean, Declan Rice looks like a great option to integrate into that position. But we have a free Ethan Ampadu in the squad. Do we really need to be spending 80 million on Declan Rice when we have this diamond in the rough right there? I know it's one performance. I'm not going to get too gassed over one performance. But same way, I'm not going to get too overhyped to spend 80 million on Declan Rice, or potentially even more that West Ham are now raising their funds through selling Sebastian Haller to Ajax. What are your thoughts on Ampadu's performance and the Rice versus Ampadu argument? What are you saying, man?
It's hard, man, because one week we're all saying Declan Rice, another week, obviously not recently, but previously we've been saying Ampadu, why do we need Rice? And then we're going back and forth, you know what I mean? So it's like, I get it. Declan Rice probably has a lot more experience and probably makes more sense. But then, as he said, the transfer fee doesn't really make sense because we've got someone waiting there already. Now, I feel like what it is with Ampadu is he needs a lot more consistency. He needs to be given that chance to show what he's capable of. So Sheffield United getting that winning, they need to start showing that form again. They need to start getting some wins with him in the team showing that type of performance. Because we've seen Declan Rice, over the years doing really, really well for West Ham, which is why he's brought that attention. So we kind of need Ampadu to show the levels when he's playing week in, week out, whether it's for Chelsea, whether it's for Sheffield United, to why he's good enough for this team. So, of course, it makes more sense for Declan Rice, but it's a hard one. Look, I don't want to spend 80 million, fam. You know me. I don't want to spend anywhere near 50 million, in fact. I think the max we should be spending
I
is
agree
40
with you on that as well.
So it's hard, man. It's hard.
Yeah, Skullfucker as well. Big up yourself. So it wasn't Robbie that had anything to do with it, but all right, cool. Appreciate you as well, man. Keep doing your thing too. Big up yourself, man. What was I going to check? Sheffield United's recent results. Here's the thing: Sheffield United are rock bottom in the Premier League table, but I'm looking at these results. They barely even get piped. Like they always lose the game by like one goal or at the worst two. But these
Yeah,
lot never get piped. I've never really understood what it is with these guys. They always are just a bit below the mark. The only games I've seen where they're getting spanked was either the Crystal Palace 2-0 loss, Manchester United 3-2, and even then they came back and got 2 goals off McGoldrick, and the 4-1 against us, which we're not going to talk too much about because we spent the whole time overhyping results against the bottom five. This fucking Gonzalo Higuain beat, man. I hate this. But what are you guys saying in the comment section? Recall Ampadu right now and forget Rice.
see, that's what I
Mata will
mean.
play Ampadu, in my opinion, saves money for the club. That's
That's
the
what
thing
I
as well.
mean.
Go on.
That's what I mean. It's like we're gonna see one performance and just say Ampadu, Ampadu, Ampadu. But a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, it was Declan Rice, Declan Rice, Declan Rice. So it's
That's why I don't want to get too overhyped over it. But same way, I do enjoy the fact that it's just another player that we don't have to worry too much about. What else
like,
are we seeing? Why buy Rice when you have Ampadu? Literally that. Here's the thing: we've got other options that we need to look at for potential transfer options in the summer too. Chelsea are on the lookout for a commanding centre back, with them not so sure about Thiago Silva's future at the club. No one's saying that he needs to leave or anything like that, but it's just what's Thiago Silva's form going to be like next season. He looks like a quality centre back. He is still one of the best centre backs in the league, but everyone's just got a bit of a question mark about his age. Now, me personally,
yeah,
I think Thiago Silva can still play at the same quality next season. Maybe the season afterwards, you might need to worry a bit about him, but for the next 2 seasons at least, we're calm. But as a centre back, what options are you looking for?
it's tough, man. I mean, we've spoken about
Hey,
Upamecano.
big up yourself, man. Yeah, don't worry. I'll get a 4-pack in your name. Appreciate that, G.
Yeah, we spoke about Upamecano, 42 million euros release clause in the summer. We said that's a steal, fam. 22 years old. It
Mm.
makes sense. I know people are a bit cautious about him making rash mistakes and stuff, and they said that if him and Zuma were going to be the partnership, it would be very worrying because there'll be a lot of
Mm.
mistakes in that lineup. But I feel 22 years old, with the amount of potential that he has, Bayern Munich, Liverpool, United, Chelsea all want the guy. There's a reason why everyone wants him. Just like Havertz, Chelsea stood up during the COVID or pandemic, sorry, and signed him up straight away. So I feel like, yeah, if the opportunity comes again, we could sign him. Same way a Chelsea fan said to us earlier as well, we can sign like Pulisic, spend a bit more money just to secure it and let him finish the season there as well. Obviously not ideal, but that is another option that we could look at. But other than that, Jose Gimenez is another defender that we could look at, but he's injury prone and he could be very expensive from Atletico Madrid as well. So those are the only two that I'll look at personally because I don't feel like there's anyone else in the market realistically that is on that top level that can give us
Mm.
that experience like Thiago Silva. So I'm not sure if you agree or you got any other opinions, but that's the only two I can think of realistically.
Here's the thing. I just want to add to the stuff that you're saying about Upamecano. I think he's a great option for us. And people are complaining that he's too rash. Okay, yeah, maybe you don't want him to lead the lineup right now, but no one should be asking him to do that immediately. I think talk to me about this and say, would you prefer Zuma over Zuma and Thiago Silva or Upamecano and Thiago Silva? I know exactly which one I prefer, and I know exactly which one is a less rash defender, and that's Upamecano. Yes, he has mistakes in him. Yes, he can look rash at times, but he's 21 years old. Like, no one's asking for this man to be prime Maldini at the age of 21 years old. Nobody is saying that. But he's right now, he's got the athletic side of his game all sorted. Technical side of his game, I think he's a good passer, might not be an excellent passer, but that's elements of his game that will improve. The only biggest worry for us with Upamecano is whatever other clubs are interested in him. Right now, I know Man City are interested in him. I know Bayern Munich are interested in him. Bayern Munich are clear favourites, and there's reasons for it. It's the same league, lessens the adjustment to another league. It means the only problem is assimilating to another club's style of play. Also, best team in the world by an absolute mile. And here's the thing too. If Bayern Munich are interested in this guy, that is literally all I need to hear. These guys have the best talent ID in the entirety of Europe. They know a good player when they see him. There's a reason
Fact,
why they've been pushing Callum Hudson-Odoi for years and he don't
fact,
even play for us that regularly because they
facts.
see the talent in him. There's a reason why they didn't want a player like Julian Brandt because they didn't see the mentality in him. They see way deeper into a player than anybody else does. I saw the stuff about Nicolas Pepe where they were interested in him for ages, but after doing a lot of research on him, they were saying they came to the conclusion that he's only really good in big spaces. He can't really do it in tight spaces. So they didn't really want him at the club. It's little things like that that you don't notice, but they notice. So if they
They know.
want him, please, please don't tell me he's rash. Don't tell me he's going to be Kurt Zoom or anything like that. Let's not overhype things. This guy is a quality prospect. I would happily take him. Another one is Jose Maria Gimenez. Now, he's another good option for us, but the only problem with that is the release clause. He's got a 120 million
100,
release
yeah.
clause on him, which is just an absolute madness. I wouldn't even want to cash that in if I'm being honest. But oh wait, Bayern have already sold 2 of our academy prospects already. Big up Monster in the chat as well. Pray for the rivals and pray for Frank Lampard as well. Another thing I want to talk about, if we're going to talk about centre-backs, yeah, we could get up a Meccano. We could also look at some of the other players that we have right now. Mbuyamba isn't really too much of a possibility. He's still very young. He's only just coming off a big injury right now. Mark Gay, though, Malang Sarr, maybe for Kayo Tomori, maybe, but I don't know how long this loan deal is going to be. It's looking like a short loan deal, but I also wouldn't be surprised if he goes on an 18-month deal. And personally, I think that would be better for him too. Would you want to see Mark Gay or would you like to see Malang Sarr potentially get brought back into the starting lineup?
I mean, I don't know if you saw the press conference today. Frank Lampard spoke
sleeping
about
pattern, man.
yeah. Frank Lampard spoke about Tomori basically saying that he has a long-term future at the club, but has confirmed he'll definitely leave on loan this season. So trying to understand where the other centre backs that are on loan will come back in this team. So your Malang Sarr, your Guy, all these guys. I don't know where they're going to be coming in. If Tomori's long-term future, what are we saying? Christensen, Rudiger going? You know, that's questions that have
I
to be
mean,
asked right now.
Rudiger, I already think is going to be leaving. And Rudiger, he was meant to be leaving last season. It was just no one could reach that valuation fee. And he didn't
Yeah,
want to go to Spurs because he didn't want to kill his relationship with the Chelsea fans. That I can understand, but I think we are trying to get rid of Rudiger. Andreas Christensen, all bias taken out of the situation, potentially could be leaving. I don't think he will be because here's on a serious note, people haven't really gone for Christensen as much as Tomori or Rudiger. I've heard Tomori could be on the chopping block. I've heard Rudiger could be on the chopping block.
yeah.
I've never heard any rumors of Andreas Christensen being on the transfer list. And that's why I just think he's a higher ceiling with this guy. I would throw him into that list as well, but same way, maybe a loan deal would be best for him as well. I do think that would be a step back for him because remember, he literally came back off a banging loan spell at Borussia Mönchengladbach. But I wouldn't see both of them going. I think it would just be Rudiger. I think it would be Tomori on a loan deal as well. And then maybe you've got Thiago Silva, Kurt Zouma, Andreas Christensen, and one of Malang Sarr or Mark Gay. Maybe you see Gay go on loan to a Premier League club as well first, if you want to make him take the little step up. But I'm not too sure. If Swansea go up as well, that would just be perfect to send him there for another year again.
100%.
Someone said Mbuyamba. That's literally the reason why, because he's 18 years old, because he's also just coming off a big injury. He isn't going to go straight into the starting lineup. I know everyone's calling him the next Van Dijk and everything, but he is not going straight into the starting lineup. Was there any other discussions? I know there's something that we missed out. Yes, Olivier Giroud as well. West Ham look to potentially be interested in signing him. And personally, after losing Sebastian Haller, that would be a very good cheap option for them. I don't think he's going to go right now. Do you see him leaving on a free in the summer to go to West Ham? Or potentially, which I would prefer to see, Chelsea give him a little contract just to up the transfer fee for him eventually. Maybe drop a release clause as well. Just say, look, sign the contract. We'll sell you to whatever club you want to go to. They just have to hit this transfer fee.
Yeah, I mean, look, we can use him for Declan Rice if the club are that interested in the player, especially Frank Lampard. If he's here long term, if he starts to get some wins in, and he definitely wants Declan Rice in the summer, then yeah, we can use Giroud as probably the other way around. Obviously 2 separate deals. Try to get a little fee for Giroud, and then spend a certain amount of money on Declan Rice. That's how one way we could look at it. or we can probably offer other players that were mentioned for the last 2 years, the likes of Michi, Barkley, Alonso. All these
Yes,
guys are
please.
offered for time, if you know what I mean. But Giroud is definitely a target, basically, man. Because I'm surprised that we tried to get rid of him twice. Twice he nearly left Chelsea Football Club. And it's a big game player. We definitely need him. Whether he stays next season, I don't think he will. But I feel like ahead of the Euros, he will definitely be here for the rest of the season at least, because he's getting his game time right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. And if anything, he needs to start getting more game time. But it's the same story of his entire Chelsea career, in my opinion. Why hasn't Olivier Giroud been starting? And it's crazy. I remember we first signed him and I just thought, raw, we're really letting Arsenal get Aubameyang just so
Yeah,
we can get Olivier Giroud. Like, we had some crazy transfers that season, but it's mad that Olivier Giroud was the anomaly in that one. What a player he is. And I love how he's upped his game as well ever since joining Chelsea. I remember when he was at Arsenal, everyone just called him the French donkey, and he was still underrated at that point to an extent. But at Chelsea, bruv, he has been next level. The link-ups he's had with players like Christian Pulisic, players like what was his name, Eden Hazard as well. He has been absolutely excellent for us, and I'd hope to see him stay for next season. He would potentially still be our best centre forward at that point compared to Tammy Abraham. But with the lack of game time that he's had, especially with him wanting to reach up to what's his name, Thierry Henry's record as France goal scorer,
yeah.
I can see why he'd want to leave for game time as well. And that's also why he needs to have more game time in the next few months for the Euros coming round. But guys, drop your questions down below. We're going to answer a few of your questions before we round this one up. Quick question I want to ask for you as well. Any other outs that you'd like to potentially see before the end of January? Because I've heard Kepa's name's on the chopping block. Marcus Alonso should be leaving as well in the next few weeks. Who else would you want to see potentially leave? Because we said one of the biggest issues with our squad right now is the depth of it. Depth is cool, but when you have too much players, you have too much problems as well, because you've got too many players who aren't getting enough game time. And we've heard the Athletic reporting that Frank Lampard's fallen out with the fringe members of the squad. And in the state that his managerial career is at, and the state that the squad's in right now, the one thing he needs is a harmonious squad. So what players would you like to see leave to try and get a positive effect on the squad?
It's tough. It's tough. Realistically, I think Marcos Alonso needs to go. We just need that bad energy out. Like if they've I think he flopped that game. I forgot what it was. If you got
West
sent off,
Brom.
or if you got, I think it was a certain game where he done really, really bad. Did he get subbed at half time?
Subbed off at halftime, and then he went on to the team coach instead of back onto the subs bench, which is why Frank Lampard absolutely rinsed his ass in the full-time team talk, and he hasn't played a minute for Chelsea since.
That's what I'm saying. So it's probably the end, and he just needs to go, because that's bringing bad energy into the dressing room. Obviously, that could, affect other people's morales around him. And yeah, Kepa probably he ain't gonna go, in my opinion. I just feel like Marcos Alonso is most like the only one with Tomori on loan. I don't see anyone else realistically, fam. I can't think of anyone else, because at the same time, I feel like Chelsea are thinking about the pandemic. If anything happens, if positions are out of place, we talked about Petr Cech is being used as an emergency. If Caballero and Kepa have got something wrong and then Mendy gets injured, Petr Cech has to come in, G. You know what I mean? So
I'll bring Petr Cech back. I really don't mind like that. He's better than Kepa is.
But the one against Tottenham was a bit bad, man.
It was, but I just think it'll be a lot worse if it was Kepa. I can't lie. Like, he is bad.
Kepa got clean sheet, bro. Clean sheet, 100 appearance. FA Cup.
Morecambe. We are not taking this Morecambe game seriously. The amount of dead teams that we've got gassed about beating, I cannot take Morecambe serious.
Morecambe were 4 wins in a row, G, was telling me before this game. So it's like...
Against League 2 teams, and they also hadn't played since Boxing Day.
Come on, I'm trying to be as positive as possible, man. You know me, I'm trying to be
I don't blame you, but it is also really, really hard to be positive at this point. We just need to start getting some W's in, and then I can actually have some optimism about this squad. And the thing is, this is the most jarring part. We have one of the best squads in the league. I don't feel that way right now.
It's just form, G. Just form. It could be the manager. We might need to change manager. Or it could be just form where we just need to turn it around, get a few wins in, and then everything will be good.
That question easily. Do you think Lampard will be sacked if we lose to Fulham?
Yes.
straight up, you don't think he's going to get another chance? Because I'm thinking I'm waiting till the Spurs game because that's our next big match. Well, I say that Leicester City as
Let's
well.
go.
I think Spurs because of the importance of Spurs for Chelsea fans and with
A
Roman
manager
Abramovich
was
as well.
sacked. A manager was sacked after the Leicester game. I think it was Mourinho when Hazard walked off because he was injured.
Yes, but same way it was also Mourinho's post-match press conference that I think was the final nail in the coffin then, because he basically just turned on his players. He said the players let me down, the players turned against my tactics. And you know what they're saying is when you lose the dressing room, that's it. It's only a matter of time. And that's when it was obvious.
Yeah, yeah. Then again, I don't know. Has Frank Lampard officially? I don't think he's lost the dressing room. I feel like there are tensions.
He's only
and
losing it with the fringe players, but like his core squad of players, I think all still have belief in him.
Yeah, 100%. But it's just how longer can we go? Because you're saying Tottenham, but at the same time, we could lose the next 2 games and be like 10 points behind fourth place. Is that what we want?
Yeah, what is the table saying actually? Because we are 10 points off top place. We are 7 points off Liverpool. Aston Villa, who are closest to us on 26 points, also have 2 games in hand. And the closest team to us with level points is Southampton on 29 points. So they're 3 points ahead of us. So right now, there is a little gap that's starting to build up. We can't let that gap get any bigger because if we lose to Fulham, it might actually be curtains for Frank Lampard.
That's
And
what
you
I'm
know
saying.
what? And looking back on it, actually wouldn't be too bad for us. I've been speaking about the ruthlessness for Chelsea. I want Chelsea to be ruthless. If it looks like there's any hint that we ain't going to make top 4, which I can't lie, there is a bit of a hint. We might need to get him out. Thomas Tuchel is there, but Thomas Tuchel won't be there for long. If another big club ends up sacking their manager and they end up taking him, who are we getting if we sack Frank Lampard? We're going to bring Gus Hiddink out of retirement again. Bitmus says, I think you treat Giroud this way. Hear that? Go on, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, Grant. The fake news from Sky Sports.
No, I heard this. Yeah, I heard it's fake news. Thank God.
Sky Sports, G. They're finished. Them men are finished.
Sports have been finished for years. I can't lie. Their sources are absolutely in the mud. But thank God we are not getting him because we're talking about experience. Like Avram Grant, fair play to taking Chelsea to their first Champions League final. But did you really take Chelsea to their first Champions League final? Or did the players do it? Because we know the players just coached themselves. Avram Grant worked as your manager, but he didn't really do anything to get them there, especially compared to other managers. So if we're going to use him for experience, he was another interim manager who came into Chelsea with no experience. Like, what is that going to do? And he had leaders with him. We don't have leaders with us. Our best leader right now is Thiago Silva and Jorginho. Thiago Silva's calm and everything like that. He's got one eye on his own coaching badges. Hell, if you're looking for an interim manager, you might as well just give it to Thiago Silva if you're going to give it to Avram Grant, because that makes even less sense. Well, what you got?
I was going to say, I think Lampard spoke about it, or Lampard or Terry spoke about it, saying when Grant came in, they told the players straight up, we just have to work together ourselves and get up there and try to get into Champions League final and challenge for the title. So I felt like the players stepped up. There's a lot of leadership in that team. You know, got your Ballack, your Essien, your Terry's, Makelele weren't there, was he?
Nah, he left by 7.
He just left by then, yeah. So Cole, I think Joe Cole was still there, surely.
Joe Cole was there, Ferreira.
So those players were crazy, man. And they had to step up themselves. But nowadays, you won't see that modern football fan like this.
Yeah, and when you're talking about player power and everything like that, it was probably first festered in the Avram Grant era because he literally gave the players the power and he was like, "You lot do what you got to do. I'll switch up the team around where I need to and help you guys out where you got to. But for the most part, you lot just sort yourselves out. Quality squad as well. Like that's probably half the reason why we got to 5 semi-finals in 6 years. Excellent team characteristics. Someone said, I want Ross Barkley back. Very underrated. No, bro. Also, give me your reasons down in the comment section below for why you want Ross Barkley back, because I'm very interested to hear these. Ross Barkley, I think, has found his level with Aston Villa. He looks good at Aston Villa because it's Aston Villa. Don't bring him back because the only 2 world-class games I saw against were Liverpool and Arsenal. He just looks like a player that turns up against the big teams, can't turn up against the small teams. But at Chelsea, if you can't turn up against the small teams, why the hell are we playing you against the big teams? Which is exactly why he is not going to work at Chelsea. I don't know if you want to add anything to that. I'm going to try and find any
very quickly, guys. Look, man, over 120 people tuned in. If you haven't already, keep smashing the like button, get to over 100 likes, man. More streams are coming up for you guys.
We're only on about 43 likes so far, and we've got
push it to 100, man. It's free.
Viewers, so please, free, that's only a third of you lot.
Just keep liking, man. Keep subscribing to his channel. Hit the bell notification and tune in daily, you lot, man.
Giroud apparently is not a Lampard player, but we have two fullbacks who stick the ball in the air. Figured that. When did people say Giroud isn't a Lampard player? I pick up Alex anyway, but when did I hear that? I know this is facts only because it's Alex saying this, but I want to know whose mouth that came out of. Giroud right now is our best striker because the system plays to him perfectly. I've already said I don't want to see Timo Werner up front in this system. I want to see him play on the right wing, because that's where you get the best out of Timo Werner as well. If you're going to play this system and you're going to play this formation, don't make sense putting Tammy Abraham there. He ain't gonna catch anything to save his life. Timo Werner will be even worse in the air. You watch the Manchester City game, we spent the whole game crossing to him and Pulisic for nothing. Giroud right now is the definition of a Frank Lampard player. And the only reason why he shouldn't be starting is if we're having 2 or 3 games a week and we need to rest him. But other than that, I don't see why Olivier Giroud still struggles to get game time. Unless it's the case where we're trying to save him to the running end of the season, which is the same sort of vibes that we were having under Frank Lampard last season. But even at that case, we're nearly at the halfway point of the season. Fulham is the last game before we start facing teams that we've already faced. So please, I beg you, play Olivier Giroud in this game. Otherwise, I swear down, if we see the same formation, the same tactics, and we don't get a win against Fulham, that is going to be it, bruv. That is probably going to be it. What else are you saying? Question, Jorginho might start. Nah. I like Jorginho as well, but...
Same.
Nah, no. It has to be Billy Gilmour. Billy Gilmour literally offers everything Jorginho offers, but he's more aggressive, he's more quicker, he's a better dribbler, he's got better close control. I don't even want to say too much more because I don't want to end up slating the guy, but this guy, Billy Gilmour, is levels above Jorginho in every aspect. I think even in passing, which is Jorginho's greatest strength, I think Billy Gilmour beats him in that as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, I was saying it many times. He looks like he's been playing football for years at Chelsea. He just has that composed, mindset. In my opinion, he just robs bare people.
Ross Barkley has that bit of magic in him. That. Oh, mate. Okay, what magic, please? What magic? Because
I'm a Ross Barkley guy, by the way. I'm a Ross Barkley guy, but I have to be realistic, man. This is not it.
Ross Barkley hive, are you mad? We have a Barkley hive. Oh my goodness. Here's the thing. I'm really trying to wrap my head for brilliant Ross Barkley moments. I've got that equalizer against Man United, the goal against Liverpool in the 5th round. Other than that, what did he do? He had a run of 3 good games before lockdown. He was good against Spurs and Everton as well. But other than that, he's nothing. His decision-making absolutely reeks. I count at least 5 key passes this guy could make per game that he just doesn't do. He genuinely the Scouse Willian sometimes with his poor decision-making.
That's a Scouse Willian.
Bro, it's true. You hear Scouse Lampard. The only reason why you call him Scouse Lampard is because he has the number 8.
Number 8.
I'm waiting for Mason Mount to get that number. Like, if you want to talk about him being the next Frank Lampard, I can at least hear a Mason Mount and Frank Lampard comparison. Ross Barkley, that's just straight up disrespect to Lampard's name. Straight up. And the only thing I'm happy with Ross Barkley is that he costs 15 million and that we're going to make some profit out of him. Other than that, well, what's he done? Really and truly, what has Ross Barkley done in a Chelsea shirt? I see what he wants to do in his head for the most part. He never translates it to his feet. 1 in 10 times.
It's too slow, man.
Here's the thing.
At Everton. At Everton, we've been bits, man. I don't understand it.
And this is the thing with him, right? I knew as soon as he went to Aston Villa, it would only take a few weeks, and then we hear, why did we get rid of Ross Barkley? Why didn't we keep Ross Barkley? This midfield needs Ross Barkley. Bro, we have a midfield right now of N'Golo Kante, Mateo Kovacic, Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, Billy Gilmore. I'm not sure who else I missed. Tino Andrin as well, who can play in the cam role if you need. And you think this midfield needs Ross Barkley on top? Really?
We need to move on, guys. We need to move on.
In the comment section, it's cool. If you
We
can
need to move on.
if you can properly give me a reason for this, fine. Like, I'll accept reasoning behind it. We can agree to
There's
this.
no reason. There's no reason, G. We have to move on from these players. We're out of this now. Zappacosta, Moses, Drinkwater, Barkley. I think Morata at the time. Who else?
I love how you just named our entire 17-18 transfer
That's what
window.
I'm saying.
You know how
We need to
bad
move on.
that transfer window's held us back.
You're talking about Aubameyang, Giroud, G. I'm thinking the entire time. Like, I was the biggest Conte fan as well.
Anomaly.
Huh?
He was the anomaly. He was our only good transfer out of the lot that season. Everyone else we've still been trying to get rid of. I think the only player that we've got rid of is Victor Moses. Drinkwater's still on the payroll. Bakayoko's still on the payroll. Morata, no, he's gone as well, thank God. Who else did we get that season?
Zappacosta, that amazing goal that he scored.
Still here.
That amazing goal. When he crossed it in and he went in the goal.
That
In the Champions
amazing
League.
goal, you literally just called it a cross. That's literally the problem with it. I've watched that, and I've said for years, any Premier League team, right, the goalkeeper just captures it. That is literally Zappacosta's goal, right? You know that one that Kepa saved in against Morecambe in the first 10 minutes?
Yeah.
That's Zappacosta's goal. Literally,
World class save, fam. World class.
and everything. But he's made a career out of that. Fair play to the guy. If we'll remember him for anything, we'll remember him for that. Andrin should be loaned out. Him getting more minutes in 2020. People saying Andrin will get more minutes in 2021. Low. Like, even we both know that's not happening. We needed a winger to come on against Everton. We had no wingers in the entire squad except for Tino Andrin, and we put Tammy Abraham at right wing. So there is no way that Andrin is seeing minutes. Yes, any club that wants him, please drop a bid. Drop a loan bid for a year or two, because we know this guy's not getting any game time.
He's not getting game time.
See him in the developmental squad, or that is it. We're not going to see him get a lot of game time, or unless it's games that we've already seen off. But he definitely needs game time, potentially at a championship club, a lower league, Premier League side. But he needs somewhere to go and actually start building a bit of a name for himself, because we know him as a great prospect. He hasn't gone and done anything in the professional game yet. So him going out on loan, excellent option if we can get that done. Guys, drop in your questions as well. I want to try keep this going for another 12 minutes. I'm low-key gassed that this stream's even gone on for 48 minutes, because we were chatting before this. We were like, I don't even know if we're going to go for 30
make it,
minutes.
yeah.
Nothing to talk about. But big up you guys in the comment section, because you got this stream going off. Let us
We've
know.
got Arsenal fans here, man. We've got Arsenal fans here chatting breeze in the comments, G.
Really? I can't lie. I'm already I'm 15 minutes behind in the comment section, just trying to go through some of the comments. So I'll see what they're saying in the end. Nope, it's refreshed. Yep, here we go. Cool. Right, what other questions we got? We will struggle. Everyone's saying we're going to struggle against Fulham, man. Aston Villa are no mugs. Yeah, Aston Villa are no mugs as a squad. It's not Ross Barkley that they've been talking about the entire season. It's been Martinez. It's been Mings. It's been Grealish. It's been Ollie Watkins. I haven't heard Ross Barkley. And this is Aston Villa. And you want him to come back? Nah. I already said he had to be ridiculous this season for him to come back. It's not happening. Villa signed Traore Watkins.
You got a donation. Ollie looking for assistant coach. True United.
Ole looking for an assistant. Oh, you are crazy. Don't you dare start with saying that. I will say Lampard as an assistant manager might be a great option for us. Oh, Makaleli was in 07-08. So that was
he was.
I was in two minds about that, I weren't too sure. But okay,
you think about Barca. You was thinking about Barca.
Alex to be correct. Go on.
You was thinking about Barca the following year.
Probably. I just didn't really recall much from Makaleli in 07-08, but that would just be my mistake. But fair play to that, Alex. Ross Barkley better than Mount. I can't lie. Mason Mount has been a bit off form in the last few weeks, but no, he's not better than Mason Mount. Literally a month or two ago, we were calling Mason Mount our best attacking 8. Now we're saying Ross Barkley's bet. Yes, I heard people saying that. I heard people saying Mason Mount was in amazing form. Mason Mount was ridiculous. All the haters are eating their words on Mason Mount. This was a month ago after we were beating Leeds and Sheffield United, and now we're saying Ross Barkley's better than Mason Mount. This is two completely different extremes. We're overhyping Mason Mount, and now we're disrespecting him way too much. No way is Ross Barkley better than Mason Mount. What else you said? I need to go. Who would you sign this January? Brother, who's in the market? Like, I'd be surprised if we even make a signing. I don't expect us to make
I don't think we will.
I don't think we will.
I don't think we'll sign anyone, which is a bit worrying.
No, I just don't see anyone in the market. Like, who would be out there that we need right now, that we could get right now?
Ryan Fraser.
Ryan Fraser.
We were this close to signing him last year.
Oh my gosh, man. Do you know how bad our transfer activity used to be before Frank Lampard? I mean, fair play. If there's one thing this guy's done, he has fixed up our transfer activity by a mile. Fair play at that. His pulling power is legit, at the very least, because even before Frank Lampard joined, do you remember everyone was saying our best transfer window in years was the transfer ban window? Because all we did was bring in youth players and Mateo Kovacic. And it was better because of our hands were tied and we couldn't fuck it up for ourselves. So we've had shocking transfer activities. That's why I don't want us to rush into anybody. We had this mentality of, okay, what's the best player that you want? Cool. We're going to get like the little version of that player. Work with it. You've got a team of Premier League champions. You won the league, Conte. You got this, man. I believe in you. Well, other questions? Di Matteo was an interim. Look, Frank Lampard, I've already said, if he leaves right now, he leaves as an amazing transitional manager. And no one can even really speak too much ill of him because he would have came in and he would have done a good enough job. Okay, he didn't get to finish his project and everything, but the place that he's left us in for another manager to come and continue that, perfect. So even if he leaves right now, I wouldn't slate him too much. Any other questions? Do you remember Jorginho's goal? Please, we're not saying start Jorginho because of a goal 2 years ago. Please, I beg you, don't.
Was it 2 years ago? I don't remember it.
Magic every 5 months. RB Hive. Oh my goodness. This is what I deserve for months of the AC Hive. I get the Ross Barkley Hive in my mentions. Loftus-Cheek's out on loan. What is there? Any other questions?
I'm trying to find something different.
What was that?
I'm trying to find something different to answer, man. Hang on.
Yeah, we've just turned into a big Ross Barkley debate over the last. Big up all 124 of you guys locked in with us. Smash the like button if you guys haven't done it already. Wait, that's what the club's justification is for not wanting to loan Andrew out, that he's going to get more game time.
Okay. Yeah, they didn't say that. Yeah, they did.
Okay, so if he's going to get game time, realistically, he's only going to get game time against Luton Town and whoever we get in the 5th round. Because you look at our fixture list in February, we've gone through it enough times where we're facing in February we have Southampton, Atletico, Manchester United, Everton, and Leeds, and the 5th round. Where the hell is this guy getting game time?
He ain't.
Yeah, bruv. I don't know what we're holding him for. He's another one that could easily get an 18-month loan. And it will do the better for him as well. Send him off to a Sheffield United or a Newcastle or any team.
Bro, you want him gone for 18 months?
Yeah, I want him gone for 18 months. I want him to get game time. I want him to feel what it's like to play week in and week out for a club. He's not going to get that with us. Regardless of how good he looks in the games that he plays for us, is he going to play over a Hudson-Odoi? Is he going to play over Pulisic and Ziyech regularly? We're complaining about Hudson-Odoi's minutes, and now we want to add another youth prospect to that. Here's the thing that you also need to understand. We are going to churn out so much talent, it's going to be too much for the club to handle. We are the loan army for a reason. We have to loan out these players. We can't have a team full of talent. We can't play a team full of prospects. Same way, we haven't got enough spaces for the players in the squad. So there's no way that that's going to be able to work.
Lewis speaking facts, man. Loan army, man.
Bruv, there's a reason why we've been the loan army for years. There's a reason why every team in the Premier League right now has an ex-Chelsea Youth Academy player. We churn out so much talent, man. and it's too much for the squad to
Too
handle.
much.
You want to
It
add
is too
another
much.
reason for the disharmony around the squad? Look at the amount of players we got. We've got so much players, it's too much for our own good. But it's one of them first world problems. You're complaining too much about a problem that every other club wishes they'd have. Oh, look
Yeah.
at you. You got too much prospects. Poor you. Shut up. That's exactly what every other rival fans thinking chatting about us. Here we go. Here's the Arsenal fans. I've seen a bunch of 3-1 comments.
Your chat is behind by like 10 minutes, G.
Yeah, like I've gone back for ages because I'm trying to scroll through questions, but I'm missing a lot of these now. Declan Rice. Oh my gosh. Man United the top of the league. Piazon finally off the payroll. Will always be remembered for his cameo against Villa. Alex, I love you. But hey, if you don't want to see more Alex, we're going to be on a live with him, Ian, and Jack from Fulhamish tomorrow, where we do a Fulham versus Chelsea preview. So guys, check that out as well. We got a double upload for you, man, tomorrow because I missed out on yesterday. So I'm going to make it up for you guys. But yeah, final few questions before we wrap this up. Sorry, bro, we're keeping this one very, very quiet this time because there's literally barely anything to talk about. Tomorrow, maybe, we got 2 lives coming up. We got the Premier League show back again with either Flawless or Aaron, Babs and Sam Lavender. And I'm actually going to enjoy this because it's not going to be my club getting corned this week because we didn't even play. Thank God. And hopefully Crystal Palace pull a job against Arsenal as well because if they go level on points against us, they're going to hype it up even though we haven't played yet. Declan Rice or Ethan Ampadu. We already said this earlier, but we'll go through this again. Ethan Ampadu. Declan Rice is not worth 80 million, but they are going to push us to that transfer fee or something very close to it. Unless we can throw Ross Barkley and Batshuayi and maybe a few other players in the deal, I don't see how we can get Declan Rice at an affordable fee. I rate Declan Rice. I just don't think he's worth that price tag. And I think for that sort of price tag, we might as well just keep Ethan Ampadu and work with him.
Yeah, I think he's something up there.
Backup left back, brother. We have 3 left backs right now. We can't even think about adding a 4th to that. Maybe.
Who did they say? Who did they say left back?
No, he's saying, do we need a backup left back?
Oh, do we need? Yeah. No, we don't.
Nah.
Yeah, but if we sell Emerson and Alonso, then we kind of do, no?
What?
If we sell Alonso and Emerson, Alonso goes and Emerson on loan to Napoli, then we do need a left back.
But that's a very big if. That's the thing. Like we barely even got rid of one right now. We're struggling to get Alonso out the door, and then we're thinking of Emerson too. Like I've wanted them both gone since Sarri's season. It's been plainly obvious that they're both bummy left backs, and you can't trust either of them consistently. Marcos Alonso genuinely disgusts me as a left back. Emerson, like, only plays by default, in my opinion. Like, he's better than Alonso, but it's like the standards in hell. Like, you're here, Marcos Alonso, Emerson, you're here. Like, we can only just see you, and you just got your head above water. Pair of them need to go if we're serious about getting quality left backs. But I will just keep Emerson, because you can get a good game out of him. If you don't play him every game, and you don't have to worry about a Chilwell injury, cool. Emerson's okay. We'll go on.
100. One guy said, Alex said, sell Alonso, bring back Del Horno, fam, on a 4-month contract.
Man said, bring back Del Horno, man. Bring back Yuri Zhirkov as well if we're on that. It's mad that Azpilicueta is our second choice left back, second choice fullback for both positions.
Azpi, I forgot. Azpi can play there.
Exactly. Yes. So we might actually have to go sell him.
We might actually sell.
But you know what that leads? That leads to a situation like the one we had before Christmas, where it was where we had both fullbacks injured.
Yeah.
I mean, the genius Frank Lampard went and played both of them injured against Arsenal, and we got smacked up in that game.
Brother, but it makes you think. It makes you think, though. It makes you think. Why did we sell Lamptey if we could have had Azpi left back as emergency as well, and then sell Alonso and Emerson?
Still wouldn't have developed at this rate.
Yeah, but he featured a bit, family. I feel like he would have played a few games come off the bench and that, not first team all the time. You know what I
mean? Maybe as an option, but same way.
You got blocked. You got blocked.
What?
You got blocked. We don't need to know your name. You got blocked, fam.
Oh yeah. This not even blocked. I've just dropped him on a timeout because I get it. United are 10 points behind us. 21 is coming. Ole's at the wheel. All of that. You want to know what I love about all of this? I don't get how Man United fans are getting so hyped up when it's clearly obvious they're going to bottle the league at a certain point. We know what Ole's teams are like. You think this isn't the perfect period of the season for them? They always start slow. They always have a great run. They always have a great midpoint in the season, and then they always fall apart towards the end. The only reason why they finished above us last season was genuinely Kep attacks. It was goal difference. Brother, goal difference was the reason that separates us, and we had the worst goalkeeper statistically in Premier League history. I'm not worried about Manchester United. Clip this all you want. I genuinely don't care. They're not winning the Premier League. They're not winning the Premier League. We know this. They know this as well. Yes, these lot don't rate their manager. These lot have screamed Ole out for the longest. And now they're screaming 21 is coming under Ole. That don't make sense. Either you're Ole in and you think you can win the title, or you don't think you can win the title and you're just getting gassed because of form. And that's cool. If you're getting gassed because of form, I respect that. Do you want to know why? We did the exact same thing when it's against the bottom half of the table. So believe in your club. We do the exact same thing if it was us in the same situation. But we also know you're not genuinely serious about it. We know you don't really think you can win the league. We know if you beat Liverpool as well, we know you don't really think you're going to win the league. Like, let's be real about it. You don't think you're winning the Premier League title. Thank you for getting gassed, though, but you don't think that. We're going to get the final comment from Alex, then we're going to leave it. Don't think Ole is a great manager, but the difference is he can get a couple great results after he's a game away from the sack. Remains to be seen with Lampard. Yeah, that's just managerial experience. One thing I will give about Ole, he's a very good big game manager. I mean, we've seen that we are still yet to beat Ole in the Premier League under he started his reign. Arsenal, I think, is the only team that he's relatively struggled against in the top 6. But other than that, he's had a pretty good run against the big sides. I think Pep Guardiola struggled against him. Jurgen Klopp, to be honest, I think has only had one win against Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So, yeah, I do get that. Ole is... I'm not saying he's a better manager than Frank Lampard, but he has more experience than Frank Lampard, which helps out in certain situations. I've managed to go around that perfectly. Trust the process that no one knows what it is. Alex, we're going to chat tomorrow, bro, and I can't wait for that. But this is the end of our live stream. We got to 1 hour, which literally big up all you, man, for that.
I don't know how we got 1 hour.
Section. This was on you today because we weren't even going to go for 20, 30 minutes. There was that little to chat about. But guys, I'm gassed enough. My day is done. Big up Worldwide Chels as well for helping me out through this. Everyone, check out his channel. Literally click his name in the title and send you straight to his channel and press the like and subscribe button. Also, press the subscribe button for me if you guys haven't done so already. And we will see you tomorrow for a double upload. It is the return of the Premier League show. We also are going to be doing a live Fulham versus Chelsea preview with Jack from Fulhamish. So check out Fulhamish as well if you guys haven't done so. And Craigo will be returning to Carefree Lewis G as well. So guys, check it out. But until then, guys, take care. Like and subscribe. Big up Alex and all the other guys in the comment section below. Take